Alright folks, Papa Techie here. We got a 2001 Chrysler PT Cruiser, and this is the limited edition, but I think it'll be the same for any number of them. What are we doing here? Well, we've got two jack stands on the axle, and I always keep a pneumatic hydraulic jack there just in case. And what we're looking at here is the bell crank. See right there, we are taking that sucker off, and what I've got going on here is the nut comes off with a 21mm socket, and under here we've got on the opposite side there's a 21mm nut that goes here that we just looked at. And then on the opposite side over here, this bolt is an 18 millimeter wrench. And then we're going to have to take these bolts off here and then use our, hopefully, we'll be able to use our pulley puller that we got from the store. That cost a few dollars because they weren't renting it out anymore for some strange reason. And that, of course, I'm going to be using a 3/4 inch socket to get that thing off of there. This cover here was sitting on top of this one, so probably to protect the gas can there in case you got hit from the rear end or something. That's just my guess. So we're gonna get this off and then get it back on. Be back in a second. Alright, we're back just momentarily. I just wanted to share with you that I'm using an 18mm wrench in here, and what you want to do is once you get this off or this off, because you won't be able to fit a socket in there. Well, you might be able to fit a small short one if you're lucky, but I was using a wrench. You're going to leave this bolt in here as well as this attached so that you've got some sort of leverage for this to pull on when you're yanking, because they're on there tight. So we'll be back. Alrighty, we're back, and I've got my tie rod and puller on my crank, so try not to damage that. I think there's a 5mm socket in there that we're gonna have to use. So right now I'm just gonna crank on it till it pops off, and then do the same to this one down here at the bottom. Alright, so we've got those things popped off now, the tie rods, or whatever you want to call them, linkage. They actually could be replaced. They're not looking so hot. But we're not here for that today. We're here for this thing. So always compare it to the new part before you put it on, and when you take it off, compare it. Now you got to make sure that when you put this thing on, it's very explicit about which direction that it's supposed to face. You see, we got a little Chrysler Van Halen logo there, but it tells you when you put it on, it's made in China. Half of this car is made in Mexico, China, and the US, all kinds of parts on here. But this is aftermarket, so anyways. You want to make sure that this back pointed up, just like it says to do. When you are looking over the axle, you should be able to see that back up. And then also take note that the driver's side is on the bottom, and then the passenger side connects to the top linkage, because once you pop these off, oops, it's going to be hard to remember. So make sure you just know in advance what you're doing there and which one's facing the right way. So let me get this on. I'll be right back. So now we got the new one in there, and we just got to put the bolts on. And one of the things, there should be like a 5mm socket hole in one of these that you stick in there to help press that down. So we'll see if that's the case here. Alright, so yes, there is a 5mm socket that goes in there. So that's when you put the bolt on, you can use it to torque it down. So let's get that on. Alright, we got our part back in, and we should be able to see over here some writing pointing up. And got everything together, so let's hope it works out. There you have it. Have a good one, folks.